my friends, welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is 3 Cats Stitching. This is another video where I show you some of my favorite patterns this time for spring. Not all of the spring patterns that are out there, not even all of the new spring patterns that are out there, but just some of my favorites by my favorite designers. There's 30 something for you, so let's get started. First up is Puntini Puntini. I love this pattern. This is Spring Animals Trio. I think it's so cute. I love them. They're great. And then to go along with that is the Spring Biscornu that they have. I've never made a Biscornu in my life, but I do love how cute this is. Next we have Nymph Nalu, which is a designer that is on Etsy. I feature them in a lot of videos because I do love a lot of their patterns. They have these floral animals. So there's one bird, and then there's a bunny, and then there is another bird coming up here. They also have like a cow and a pig and a chicken, but I didn't include them because I think birds and rabbits are more spring to me. Next up, we have Lila Studio, Spring Parade, both 1 and 2 are on here. I love these patterns. Like, I can't really describe to you how much I love these ones. Like, I love all of them, and I will have to stitch all of them one day. I just can't get over it. Yeah, so good. Next up is Tam Stitch. This is, I call it Picnic Party, but I will have a link to the pattern down below. I am stitching this full coverage, so it's one of my favorites. I think that's such a beautiful spring scene. I love it. Very, very cute. Next, I have some Crocette A Gogo patterns. Love their spring patterns. This is Spring Sampler. I know that they have these in kind of series, and I'll probably include all of them in my series video, but this is Spring in the City. I love both these patterns so much. I love the pinky peachy vibe, and I think they're so cute. Next is Erin Elizabeth. She has some amazing patterns, especially for spring, a lot of tier tray kind of patterns, but Lemon Kitchen is a big one for me. Also, Quack Quack Honk. I think this is hilarious. I love that all of these ducks and goose are wearing boots. And then another Biscornu, Strawberry Biscornu. Again, I just like the way this looks. Again, never done a Biscornu in my life, but these 2 Biscornu patterns might make me. This is a designer that I just recently found called Filigram. This pattern is called Spring Underwood, and I just think there is something so subtle about it that I love. It's not bright, but it's beautiful. Autumn Lane Stitchery has sprung. I love this little duckling that is using a giant daisy as an umbrella. Madame Chantilly, this one is called Blue Flowers. Again, geese, bunnies, super spring in terms of motif type patterns. Easter-esque, if you will, but I think this is great. I love a good goose. Blueberry Ridge has this pattern in nature. I think it's cute. Again, it's not your typical spring, but I love it a lot. This is from Stitching Elf store on Etsy. It's called The Spring Begins. I think, again, very subtle, not super bright, flashy spring, but beautiful. And then Hicks Creates has given us this pattern. I love it so. Spring Sunshine, very bright, vibrant, good butterflies in there. Typical Jan, love it. This is Counting Puddles. It's Home Sweet Home. It's more of like a home, welcoming sort of pattern, but I think the colors are very spring. And I really love it. Imagine walking in the spring to your home there. This is by a designer called Kenbori UA on Etsy. This is called the Mediterranean Lemon Sampler. I love lemon samplers. This is my favorite. Nara X Stitch Patterns on Etsy. I have a number of their patterns. Love this one for spring. Very bright, very festive, very cheerful. My Brave Stitch has a number of stitches like this with cherry blossoms and vibrant sort of in bloom type trees. Love this pattern. This is a pattern by Mojo Stitches. It's blue. It kind of reminds me of like that China um, vibe. I forget what it's called, but I love this pattern. It's very small and I think it's springy. Next up, we have StitchRovia. This is ducklings, spring ducklings. It would be a lot to stitch those ducks over and over again, but I think it's telling a very cute spring story. Next, we have some patterns from Hello from Liz Matthews. I have not stitched anything from Hello from Liz Matthews yet, but a number of her patterns are on my wish list. So that's Spring Hair, and then we have Berry Patch. Or sorry, the first one is called Cottontail, this is called Berry Patch, and then My Home in the Garden. I know these are more like blue, maybe some people would think it's summer, but to me those subtle colors are very spring. Going now again to Bright, this is called Cherry Blossoms. This is called Garden Tea by a company called Cherry Blossoms. I really love it. Of course, Carolyn Manning has some great spring designs. This is the spring window. I love this pattern, as well as the next one, which is called Meadow. I just think they're very spring to me. I love stitching Carolyn Manning designs, and so it's great. This is Possum Picnic by Bad Stitch. I love this pattern. Very, very cute. I love the little napkin that has blueberries on it. I love the strawberries. I love the little guy in the middle. Prairie Schooler is a cross-stitch design company that I love, but I don't see myself stitching very many of their patterns. This egg here with the ducks and the geese in front of the house, absolutely. Next, First Signs of Spring by Cottage Garden. Robins are always a first sign of spring. I actually saw some robins not too long ago. So spring is here, and I love this pattern. Now, la-di-da, this is spring hair. It doesn't speak spring to me, but hear me out. I could imagine if you had a like soft pink or purple fabric, it might make it more spring in my eyes. But here we have Yasmin's Made with Love. This is called Easter Ride. I love that the sheep are pulling a bunch of animals in a basket. It's great. So great. And then lastly, I have some patterns by Teresa Kogut. This is Egg Collector. I think it's really cute. Hare in a dress, rabbit in a dress. What more could you ask for? And we're ending with probably my favorite pattern ever, Come to the Garden. I'm not original in this being one of my favorite patterns. A lot of people love this pattern. I don't know why I don't just buy it and start stitching it so that I can have it on my wall. It's just amazing. And so I'm not going to do like a cutscene to like an end card. We're just going to stare at this for a little while. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you want. Comment your favorite spring patterns down below. Every pattern that I've listed here will be like a link to purchase it will be somewhere in the description box. None of it's affiliated. I love Come to the Garden, and so the last few seconds of this video, we can just watch it together. We can just look at it together. Take care, guys.